Welcome all you happy fiber artists. This is Cherie with Rehash Fiber. I've got two great things for you today. I've got this wonderful pattern and the yarn that I used to make it up. So I'm going to take you right to the beginning. I had two of these cakes of yarn in my possession. This is called Concept by Katia, Silk Degradè. It's from Italy. It's a beautiful yarn. It is actually 4 strands put together to make up one strand. It almost feels like it's very thin string, but it's very beautiful. And it has a lovely color change through it, as you can see here. And what they do, which makes it very fun, is as the strands go on, pretty soon one of the 4 strands changes color, and then 2, and then 3, and so on and so forth until you're all the way to your different color. So it makes the knitting very exciting. And in fact, as I was going along, I'm like, oh, I can't wait for the next one and the next one. And I couldn't get there fast enough, but it was fun. The yarn is made of silk, cotton, and viscose. It does not have any stretch to it. However, when it's knit up, it is very stretchy. It's very light, so it's perfect for warm weather, summer. It's wonderful. Now, I had this yarn, looking at it and contemplating how to use it best. I had used this pattern before. This pattern is the Lattice Sampler Shawl by Jennifer Weissman and Cascade Yarns. There are 3 lattice patterns that are worked throughout, and there's only 4 stitches you need to know besides knit and purl. You start in the corner very small and it works its way till it's big. You start with the small lattice pattern, and then you do the garter stitch and the medium pattern, and then it goes small and medium again until you do small, and then it's the large lattice pattern. So I finished one of these cakes, but I still had about 3 inches to go, so I had to break into this one. It was worth it to me to use this new skein because I wanted to finish it out and I wanted to see it in its entirety. However, if you want to use this yarn and only buy 1 cake, it'll be a little bit smaller for you, but what you will need to do is in the second to the last lattice pattern, you're going to substitute the small for the large, because you work the large pattern in the very end, but you definitely want to showcase it in your shawl so that it is seen and you have the 3 separate lattice patterns. So I want you to take a closer up look at this. And you see here the beautiful small pattern, the medium pattern, and the large pattern. And that lovely color change throughout. This is a project that you can take to your knitting group as long as you plan it so that you're doing the garter stitch rows when you're there, because the lattice patterns take a little bit more concentration. I was following the pattern as best I could, but there are times I still got off and made mistakes. And one tip I have for you while I was doing it, because there are times I got off a bit and had to go back, and that's very discouraging, however, worth it. But to start to learn what the row below looks like as you're going into the stitches, because then you will get the feel if you're on or off. So as you see how these yarn overs travel to make a design, you'll start to learn if you're paying attention to the row below, where the previous yarn over is and where the one you're working is supposed to be. That will help you keep on track. So the other stitches that were done in this pattern besides knit purl were the yarn over, the knit 2 together, the slip slip knit, and the slip 2 knit 1 past the 2 slip stitch over. Let's take a closer look at those right now. I'm going to show you a yarn over, and in this pattern the yarn overs are always between 2 knit stitches, so that's what I'll show you here. So I'm just going to knit a couple, and then I'm going to do a yarn over. And that is just bringing the yarn between the 2 needles, laying it on top of the right needle, and then knitting again. If you see right here, it makes a hole. And on the next row, you will purl into that stitch as it is a stitch. So we're going to do a couple more just knit stitches, and I'll show you another yarn over. Bring the yarn between the needles, up and over, lay it in the back, knit it into the next one. One more time. We're going to do a yarn over, bring it between the stitches, up and over, knit into the next one, and that is your yarn over. Now I'm going to show you the knit two together. So we're going to start just regular knitting, and then knit two together is just that. You go through 2 stitches and knit them together. We're going to just regular knit 2 more. We're going to knit 2 stitches together. Regular knit. Knit 2 stitches together. The needle goes through 2. Knit it like normal, bring it through both 2. Here I'm going to show you the slip, slip, knit. I'm going to just regular knit 2 stitches. For this Lattice sampler shawl, it's just a little bit different. You're going to slip 1 stitch as you would knit, so you're going to go in like you knit it and slip it off onto the right needle. Now for the second stitch, you're going to slip it like a purl from the left needle to the right needle. Then you're going to knit them together. So I just stick my needle right back between the 2 and knit it. So we're going to go again with 2 regular knits. We're going to do the slip, slip, knit. So we're going to slip the first one from left to right as a knit. And the second one we're going to slip as a purl from the left needle to the right needle. Then I'm going to stick my left needle right back in, and I'm going to knit it. So it's taking 2 stitches down to 1 stitch. I'm going to knit 2 more. We're going to do it again. We're going to slip the first stitch as a knit from left to right. The second stitch we're going to slip as a purl from left to right. Sticking the needle back into both of them and knit them both together. This is the slip 2, knit 1, past the 2 slipped stitches over. I'm going to start by knitting 2 stitches, regular. I'm going to slip 2 stitches knitwise from the left to the right. 1, 2. Now I knit the third. Now I pass the 2 previous slip stitches over the stitch that I just knitted. We're going to do it again. I'm going to knit just a couple. Okay, I'm going to slip knitwise, slip in the second one knitwise. I'm going to knit the third. Then I'm going to pass the 2 slipped stitches over the stitch I just knitted. That's how that looks. Let's do it one more time. We're going to slip as a knit. We're going to slip as a knit. I'm going to knit 1. I'm going to pass the 2 slip stitches over the stitch that I just knitted. Well, there you have it. Now here, I fixed it. The way I normally wear wraps and shawls is more like a big scarf around my neck, keeping my neck cozy and just kind of displayed up front. So that's how it looks this way, which I think is great with the different colors. It shows them off. So it's just a whole lot of fun to do. So if you choose to do it yourself, I wish you good luck, happy knitting, and thanks for watching.